Hello everyone! So you'd like to make a nice little 3D painted dude like this? Well, I'm going to show you how to do it from scratch. And it's not hard to do. Just start a free new account with TinkerCAD.com and let's get started. Okay, let's get into it. Now the first thing I'm going to do is put one that I've already made here and then recreate it so you know exactly where I'm going. So I've got one saved in my shapes collection. There he is. So I'm just going to grab him and place it there. Beautiful. Okay, so here's going to be our little guide of how we make this cute little dude. Let's just put him to the side a bit. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is make the egg shape. So to do that, I'm going to go back to my basic shapes and I'm going to grab a sphere. Now this sphere I'm going to make orange. Okay, so I'm going to make an orange dude for now, just so I can see the difference. Now I'm going to grab this and stretch it up. There we go, pretty much right. And I'm now going to cut off the bottom bit. So I'm going to sort of break this egg. The way I'm going to do that is use a hole, and the hole in this case is going to be a square shape, about that big. Now notice I'm not going in and measuring this exactly, I'm just having a bit of fun with it. So I'm just going to say about there. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just bring that in a little bit. Size, whoops, not like that. There, so it's good. That bit in there, just so I'm not taking up too much room. Now, in TinkerCAD, if you select things and group them, they will join together. And as that was a hole, voila, it's made a little tiny spot there that has nothing there. So, what I'm going to do now is put in another sphere. Now, selecting them both, I group them. Okay, so that's the leg started. And what I'm going to do is, if I place it here, you can see it's far too big. I want to get an idea of the sizing, so I'm just going to use this as my guide, and I think about that size, just a little bit thicker than that. There we go. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. Alright, so I'm going to place that underneath my little dude here. Now, he's got a little bit of a belly. You can see this one's being tilted back a little bit. I'll do that later. I just want to just bring that there, I think is about right. Very good. Okay, so now I'm going to copy that and paste it. Control-C, Control-V, and just place this leg so it is in line. That looks good. Yep, perfect. Now I can make it absolutely perfect by selecting them both, go to a line and making sure that they're aligned. So there we go. That is definitely aligned now. Perfect. Alright, now I need to put on the feet. The feet are quite easy. I just grab some spheres and squish them. There we go. Alright. So you can see there, that is pretty much what I did. Voila, and I just place the feet on and get them to the shape and size I want. Now with the feet, they're just subtle, so I'm just going to push them back like that and push them into the ground a little bit. Everything that's on below the ground there will not print, so it's all good. Okay, and he doesn't really have feet, so these are just like subtle little pretend ones like that. That'll do. I like that. Copy and paste and drag that over there. space to move things around as well, which is what I'm doing now. I'm happy with that. Once you're happy, you can then join it. Okay, so it's looking pretty cool at the moment. Actually, I won't join it. I just realised I need to get this little part here and rotate it back a little bit later on. So I won't join it yet. But what I can do is join the legs. There, so they're one piece now, which is fine. I don't want them moving around. Now, as you can see, I've got a little thing on his back here. And you know what? I could have actually used one of his legs for that. But that's okay, I'll make a new one. So what I did is, again, I grab a cylinder. Again, I grab a sphere. Move the sphere up halfway. Okay. And again, I'm going to just get those to join together. Going there. So they're now correct. Move that down. Happy with that. Now I'm going to move that up. Out of the way. I'm going to put another sphere at the bottom because that's that bit there. I'm just going to grab that sphere, copy it and paste. Wow, just put it into my face like that. Did that scare you as much as it scared me? Alright, so let's make that go down. There we go. Same deal as before. I'll quickly group these two together. Right, join this and this together by aligning them. Perfect, and now making that go up until it finishes the way I want, like that, and select, and join. Now, to turn this into that, quite simple. I'm just going to flatten it, and then just bring down the dimensions to what I need. Okay, so it's pretty much right. Okay, so I'm going to just bring that across here, pop it onto his back. And there we go. I'll make it a little bit fatter. There we go. So that's how you get the little backpack on there, quite simple. Now the backpack and the dude need to join together, so I'm just going to select those two together like that. What I've done with the legs. Just those two, yeah, good, good. Select those two together, and now they're joined. Perfect. Now I'm now going to put on this little thing here. Okay, now that little bit there is done by using a scribble. Now, I didn't have a shape that was similar to it, so I just decided to make my own. So what I'm going to do is select this, and I'm going to make just a little shape. It's more the cartoon style. I'm just going to bring it down. I'm using the guide here as my thing here. I've made it a little bit wobbly, you know what? That's fine. There. Beautiful. Click done and you've got that shape. Alright, so now using my rotation tools, I'm just going to rotate this up, and now I can start playing with it to give it the right size. There we go. So as you can see, I can now place that on my dude and get it exactly what I want. Now, I do not mind squashing it into his head. Okay, that's no problem. And now I just want to shape it exactly right. Move it up a tiny bit. And that one there I've rotated a little bit just to sort of fit into his head a bit more, so I'm just going to do that now. I don't want to type it in, I'll go to it. There we go. very annoying. Go away. I want to be able to get it without actually having to type. There we go, that's it. That's nice. And I think about there. Alright, so now I'm just going to expand it out a little bit. Okay, and now again, last thing I want to do with that is align it. So I know it's exactly right. Check the look of it. Rotate it just a little bit more, I think. There, got it without the number, thank you. Cool. I'll probably push it into his face just a little bit more. Start to bleed here a little bit, which is not good. So maybe add again. There. Alright. One more final check that I didn't muck up the alignment too much. Boom. Perfect. Alright, so there's our dude. Now, I'm going to select him all. Nope, I'm not. I'm going to select just that bit there. Join it together. And then just to make him cute, and because he is looking up at you, I'm just going to rotate him a little bit. Just a little bit like that, so he's looking up a little bit. Okay, because that really adds to it. Now, I think that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Excellent. Now, in TinkerCAD, you've got some really cool things you can play with. So if I just put him all together, voila, like that, and I'll make this one orange again, so because I can. Alright, so if I get this little dude, I can now select him, I can copy him, paste him, and put him to the side. So now it doesn't matter if I muck up this one. Alright, I can also highlight and enlarge him, do whatever I like. Now, because we've got all these really cool things you can do in TinkerCAD, you can actually play a little bit. So we've got here a thing called shape generators. Oh, I found this really nice little thing that I use for my base. See, there's a whole lot of different shapes in here. Looking very good. And here's one I like to use. There. So this is a really good little base that I've put my dudes on, because you can, you know, stretch it and change it to the size you want. Let's just pop him on it. Go. And also for 3D printing, you can just get it exactly where you want. So it's got to be strong on the base like that. Very cool. Again, I can select that and make sure that it's centered. Now, because he's got a fat tummy, I tend to give him a little bit more space that way. It just sort of looks a little bit more centered that way. Cool. And now, of course, I've changed my mind. I've decided to make that fatter. There we go. There we go. That looks good. So now we've got this space here, and we can put his name here if you like. So this one I'm going to call Berg, because that's the name of my thing, but you can name it yours whatever you like. So I'm going to now just go and look at the basic shapes again, and there is text. There it is, text. Now if I just get rid of that and type in Berg, voila, and now you can see you can still do the same thing before, which is rotate, resize, and move. So I'm going to place my name Berg there, bring it down in size. There you go. And just sort of make it stick out a bit there. Move it up a little bit. There we go. Now Now I'm just going to change the color to a white so I can actually see it while I'm working here. Obviously when I 3D print this is all going to be the same color. I don't have the luxury of multicolour printer. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Is it sticking into him a little bit? I want it to do that. There we go. Yeah, so it is going into the design a little bit, so I know there's not going to be any air holes or anything. Alright, and I can do that. There you go. Same deal. Grab that, and grab that, and make sure that they're all aligned centrally. Perfect. So there's Berg. But who says we're finished? Now, what you can do is you can go off and make the hats that come with it, and I will show you some examples of ones I've finished. Or you can make your own little designs here. So for example, if I go to characters, here we go. This is super cool. You've got some really cute little things that you can have here. So if you've decided this is going to be Bunny, I'm going to grab an ear and I'm going to place that on my Berg. Let's just zoom out a little bit. There we go. And his other bunny ear is here. He's a cutie. And just drop it in so it's blended. How do I go to that? Really badly. Okay, cool. Put that there. That's good. Now I can drop that in and it'll work. Drop that into there. So you can do whatever you want. You can put angry eyes on. Sneakers are very, very cute. I've done that one and I'll show you that one soon. You can be on ice cream. You can be a little barista here. But you know what? The glasses. Let's just have to put the glasses, right? So you can do that. Again, you can, rotate them and everything and get them the exact way you want. Now, if you are wanting to 3D print it, I'll show you how that's done. But you don't have to have a 3D printer to enjoy this. There's so many other cool things you can do. You can put him into other different programs. Sketchfab is a really good one. And really enjoy him. You can put him into a game, a 3D object into a game, whatever you want. But for now, I'm just going to be talking about 3D printing and how you can save it for all these different things. So what I'm going to do now is I decided I'm not going to have these little cool things on. There we go. What I am going to do, you're going to love this. So I'm going to expand that out. Put that in the center again. I love this. Grab this dude here, shrink him. Come back here. Shrink. And there's his son. Just turn a little bit so you know. Whoops, that's not turning. Control Z. There we go. 4%. Okay, nearly 4%. -6, there you go. Alright, so there he is. There we go, that's better. Very cool. Pop him down a little bit so that the legs aren't going to be a problem with the 3D printer. It's got some strength. And again, for 3D printing, if I just make him sort of join that area there, that's going to strengthen that area there. That's adorable. Okay. So now, I've got that ready for printing. So let's do it. Select the whole darn thing, turn it into one shape. It's all going to go one color, that's absolutely fine. I know that it's all selected. Boom. Okay, so there's Berg. So what I do is select that, go to export. Now it does depend on what you want to do with this wonderful thing. because I've got something selected, it's told me the selected shape. I don't want everything in the design, I don't want him to print out this little duty as well. So I've got the selected shape. Object is good if you want to collect the colors that you had with him, but I don't care about the colors. All I want is the actual structure. So I'm going to go .stl. Glib is really good for other things, which we're not going to go into today. I'll do that another day. So now it's saving. Okay, so you'll see down here, I didn't name it, so it's called the Derrick Alice. That's okay. So now I've got this wonderful model here. I've just double clicked on it and opened it up in just the Paint 3D program. Very cool. But I'm actually not going to use that Paint 3D program. I use a program called Cora, so I just want to show you that. Okay, so if I open up Cora, or Cura if you like. Okay, so while I'm waiting for that, I'm going to show you some other ones I've done earlier. There we go. Alright, so here I've got some of the Among Us dudes that I've done earlier. You can see all the holes there coming together. There we go. So using the same method, I've created my crewmate and I've put in a little smile on that one. I've created one called Dub, which I will show you later, and one that called Wasn't Me. Unfortunately, I printed that so small that the Wasn't Me didn't turn out very well. And the Imposter, I've got a little scally face. And I have done another one. And here's one where I've actually put in a bit of effort into making the helmet based on just the images I've found on the internet. So there's Lucky. Okay, so what I've done is I've printed these out and I've used a program called Cura. So what I do is quite simple, is I grab the object, and to make it easy for myself, I'm just going to grab the object from the download. Okay, you can see I've done quite a few different things. And there he is. And there he is. So there's my little bird guy sitting in my printer. Now, everything that's red is where there's an error, an issue that the printer will struggle with because it can't print this sort of angle. So what I've done to make it a little bit easier for myself is I have flattened it out like this, and then see all those red areas there. I cater for that by going and turning on my support and making sure I print out any support that would touch the base plate. So all those red areas there are covered and it works well. I also print what we call a raft, which is a nice little raft around it to make sure it prints properly before it even starts. It's really cool. And then all I do is I hit the slice button, and it will tell me that this is going to take 5 hours to print and how much meters I need. Okay, so I'm not going to print this little dude, but I am going to show you some ones that I have finished. Have a look at these.